Opera SM here. I'm going to show you, actually, we're going to get a turn 2 win here with our Yorion Charming Prince combo deck. I'm calling it Shrink Ray as the deck. It's not a machine gun, but it's a powerful death ray. So, sorry, got the air conditioning going on in the back, so hopefully it doesn't pick up too much in the volume here. But, so let me show you how this turn 2 win would happen. It wasn't necessarily gonna likely happen every time, but it was pretty nice here. So we started with just 3 cycling cards in the deck. The deck is Yorion Charming Prince, Unpredictable Cyclone, and then 5 cycling creatures and two cycling spells. So most of those had cycling 2, 2 of the creatures had cycling 3. So that actually allows you to have a very consistent chance of being able to find your combo pieces and get them into play with mana, which is awesome. But the reason why Kalemne is like custom built for this is he allows both Yorion, who does need 2 or less spells, and then Charming Prince to just go off and win by themselves the turn they come to play. In the past, I thought I needed a 3rd creature, but Kalemne's loyalty abilities are the key. So his first loyalty ability, the creating the greater avatar of Erois token. So first, it will create that. Then it will fetch the first creature from your library with base cost 14 or greater. Yorion cost 14, so it guarantees fetching 1/2 of the combo. But if we look at the bottom part of this ability, when on the board, your first creature gets +X and gains haste. Haste X is equal to your experience points. And then the second part, when you cast a creature with base cost 14 or greater, you gain 2 experience points. Again, Yorion cost 14, so every time we iterate this loop and then go to cast Yorion after he's bounced with full mana by Charming Prince, we're going to gain 2 experience. So eventually he's going to get big enough to attack. And if that's not good enough to just be able to swing hastily, if we can get up to one of his other 2 loyalty abilities, it can cut your win time in half or more. So the second ability, the first creature in your hand with double strike, or first creature in your hand base cost 14 or greater, Yorion, gains double strike and vigilance and X mana. So if he has double strike, that means that we are going to be able to just win twice as fast. And then if we ever get up to 18 mana, you get 10 experience, but then the Greater Giant's Triumph token makes another enchantment where when a creature you control base cost 14 or greater attacks Yorion, it deals damage equal to its power to your opponent's planeswalker and their first opposing creature. So that's going to hit them for half and then let you attack. And then the +10 loyalty will make it so it's even 10 power, so it's even more efficient. That's effectively 20 because it'll nug your opponent for 10 and then you'll hit him for another 10. So it really requires 10 less points, 10 less iterations of the loop since you get 2 loyalty each time. So we're about ready to do this. We don't have the first loyalty ability out yet, but let me just go through. Sorry, this has taken a while, but I just want to explain how this all works. I started recording actually with a deck tech, but I, as usual, rambled on too long like I'm doing now, and it cut off my video. So let's just take a look at the game log, what we did. First turn was nothing special. We actually had 3 creatures, got a pretty decent match on the board to get a good amount of mana. Then next turn, we just cycled away our cards until we naturally drew into both Yorion and Charming Prince. And then we made a nice match, which actually gave us an extra swap. So we had both things charged in hand. I did not have them selected to play because I didn't actually think I'd get enough mana to cast both of them. But now we have an extra swap with both of those available. So what we'll need is to get a hasted token here through the greater avatar. Let's see if I can click on that to give it haste. Actually, what I'm going to do first, though, doesn't matter too much, but there is another match 5 on the board here, so I'm just going to go ahead and take that. And then we are up to 7 loyalty right now. So what we could do right now is just use this greater avatar token to to go off and win this turn, we're going to need it at least. We're going to need this anyway, because we need to give our creatures haste. But I might actually hold off until after we do that, so we could actually win this turn by going off with all this stuff. But I think what I may actually do here is just, since we still have how much loyalty? 3 loyalty. I might just wait till we get up to 12 loyalty to cast instead of going off, which could be a turn 2 win. If I was playing in a tournament, I absolutely would do that. But now looking at the combo, I might actually just wait until I can get up to double strike, just to show you that you can get it done, get the win done even faster. Sorry, being super verbose here, but super excited about this combo. It's maybe the best combo I've figured out, and I'm super excited. This is all post-rotation legal as well, so that's awesome. So actually what I'm going to do is just start taking some loyalty matches to hopefully get to that second ability as quickly as possible. And let's see, we're at 6 loyalty, so I can get... Let's see, we can get a lot of loyalty here, so I'll just go ahead and take that. And then one more match, if we can get a 3 loyalty, and then we can activate the second ability before we go off. So let's see if there's a way to get... It looks like he took the loyalty match that I was planning on using, so let's see if there's a different way that we can get 2 loyalty this turn. We could get a green match that could give us a red match when stuff falls, which is not bad. Is there anything better here? We could get a green match. Green into white's not going to do anything. I'm just going to go ahead and take this. If we take an extra turn, that's fine. Ooh, what is this thingy? He's got lots of protections. Okay, I don't even know what this creature is. This creature enters the battlefield. The creature gains protection from your colors. Cool. All right. So now we should be able to get the last loyalty match, and then hopefully our other thing is still on the board, and then we'll be able to win in a more fast way. All right, so here we go. We still have our greater avatar of Erois in play. When you activate a loyalty ability, gains experience, but most importantly, when on the board, your first creature gets +X in haste, and then when we cast a creature with base cost 14 or greater, you gain 2 experience. So every time Yorion comes into play, that will work. So what I'm going to do here is... Ooh, actually, I'm not sure if this is going to transfer over the gaining double strike or not. That's actually kind of interesting. Well, we'll see. So that might not be as wonderful as I thought, but something like Embercleave could work, or the final ultimate ability could work as well. But we're just going to go off now regardless, and then I get to experiment and see what happens. So what we're going to do is, let's see, I have a match that could do something. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give loyalty to the first creature, or double strike to the first creature. There we go. And we'll do Yorion first because I want to blink him one more time before Charming Prince would blink him. And let's go ahead and find our match here. So we can get just a loyalty 3, which I think I'll just do to save a little time and not mess anything up. So let's go. So we're going to see how this combo is working here. So Yorion comes into play. He gets buffed up. Charming Prince will choose to return him to hand with full mana. Go ahead and cast him, and as you'll see, it's doing its thing to try to recalculate the power of these creatures. So let's see if our creature doesn't have double strike. So sorry for the extremely long delay in thinking what I was gonna do and not just winning on turn 2 like I could have. But that's why we learn and test, and I can look like a fool. I can suck up my pride. So that's okay. But yeah, so we're just seeing ourselves go off, and then every time that we uh, cast Yorion, we'll see the little icon pop up that we're gaining 2 experience, like right there. And we'll just keep doing this until we get up to over 122 power to kill the opponent. So this may take a while. So technically, I think if you want to try to cut the time in half, you'll probably have to wait until you could also get up to the ultimate, because that creates a support and it isn't dependent on the creature being blinked and then treated as a new object and not remembering that it had double strike. Ooh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could have probably been fancy. And since I did have that match 5 on the board and I got the second Yorion, what I could have tried to do is actually given the second Yorion in my hand the double strike. Did the match 5 and got loyalty up to a high enough level and then chosen to stop, I would have gotten a since the match 5, I'd have the extra swap, and then I could try to cast the other Yorion if I saw that I had enough gems on the board to give enough mana to that second Yorion. So that might have been a cool way to do with it. But yeah, this is cool. We're learning, kind of stream of conscious talking as I'm figuring this out. So as you can see, it does take a little longer to loop with this just because of all the stupid animations. I really wish we could just turn those off in this game. But because of all the buffing animations and the recasting of everything. But at this point, we are in lockdown. And again, we could have got that win turn 2, which is pretty insane. Especially considering I didn't have any of the combo pieces in my hand at the beginning. It was just 3 cycling cards. But as we're going off, can't remember if I talked about it before, but all the cycling cards are there to help find the pieces, but also with Unpredictable Cyclone, because Unpredictable Cyclone lets you up to 3 times a turn cycle a card away. You don't draw past your first draw turn, but when you cycle a card, it will fetch the first non-cycling card in your deck and give it full mana. Well, these 2 creatures that we need to combo with are only non-cycling cards in the deck, so that's another further consistency. Not only do we have Kalemne being able to fetch out Yorion, making that first support, which we need to give haste anyway, but then we're even more likely to be able to get the Charming Prince by cycling other cards with full mana if we want to. And then what we could try to do is even spin the dice after that if we have enough mana on the board to get a good match, where we could try cycling away using some of that mana from Charming Prince to try to get a Yorion with full mana too. So it's really, really cool, and I think this shell is going to be pretty consistent. I'm super excited that this will be available post-standard, or post-rotation standard, because we're losing a lot of great stuff with Ravnica Block and M20, but something like this is just insane to be able to do this, which is awesome. So again, Kalemne is required for this because of his loyalty ability, which gives haste. But maybe there's other guys that can do stuff that give haste that also have white in their color identity. But it works so great with white-red anyway, not only Kalemne's abilities, but with the Unpredictable Cyclone. It just all comes together. It's this perfect confluence of awesomeness, which I love. So yeah, just super stoked about this. So we'll keep going as we combo off to get this win. Sure, a lot of people are probably going to just stop watching because you know what's going to happen. But we'll keep doing this eventually till we get our creatures high enough power to come through and win. Again, thanks for bearing with me as I went too long thinking I could give double strike, but now I realize, and this is what testing is for, that we'd have to use Kalemne's ultimate in order to cut the time down, which is still decent. 18 loyalty is a little tougher, but possible. Ooh, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, this might be an interesting use for that whirlwind card. I don't have it yet. But whirlwind could be interesting because that could ramp up our loyalty. Don't know if it's worth it, but that's definitely a further tweak. If people have whirlwind, you could try doing that to see, because if we could do whirlwind and then we can have maybe some of the cycling lands, they cost 3 a cycle instead, but then they could fetch that and give it full mana as well, which would be interesting. But I think it's when you draw a card, so that doesn't work the best with Unpredictable Cyclone. But anyway, all right, so we're getting close. What's this up to, like 94, 95, 93? Yeah, so got to go a little bit farther here. But yeah, I am stoked about this combo. I had a video up earlier. If you haven't already seen it, you can check it out, where it talks about how usually for this sort of combo you would need a third creature with an enter the battlefield trigger that would deal damage or lose life for the opponent. But this combo allows us to do it with only those 2 creatures that were needed for the shell of the combo and give them haste, which is just nice. Yeah, so I'm super excited. Put this up on our From the Ashes Alliance of Coalition Slack. If you're interested, we have an awesome community up there. We've got some good teams like Goblin Pile, Tormented, Denied, several other teams we have as part of our Coalition Alliance as well. Just an awesome community here. Love to help build, and I'm just super, super excited about this. If you don't have Unpredictable Cyclone, what you can do is just swap in one of the cycling lands. And then I believe Unpredictable Cyclone was the only mythic, so that actually makes it rare or less for peasant objectives, which is awesome that it could be used for that as well. But yeah, we're just excited when stuff like this comes up, just sharing it with our community, and I don't know, love helping people and love having a fun time just brewing and getting excited with other people when they come up with cool things. I think it was Summon Ghost and I that were talking a little about the Yorion Charming Prince interaction. We're really excited when we figured that out. Again, Yanis, who figured out the Unpredictable Cyclone shell in his Peanut Butter Bicycle in Dutch, which I can't pronounce. Pinderkas Feist. Pinderkas Feits. I'm gonna take a stab at it, and you all can laugh at me and tell me how I should pronounce it if you speak Dutch. Also, while we're at it, Yanis, wishing you well. I know you're recovering from some vocal cord trauma, so hope you're continuing to heal. Have appreciated talking with you over the last several days. Yeah, it looks like we have enough power of our creatures now, so what we're going to do is stop this and then be able to swing with a giant hasty dude. There we go for the win. What should have been a turn 2 win, but me trying to figure out the double strike. So what we learned from this is that since the creature blinks out and is treated as a new object, it will not remember that it had double strike, but you could use the ultimate ability of Kalemne and be able to cut your win time over in half, because it gives plus 10 loyalty, and it will deal damage equal to the creature's power afterwards. So, and we even mastered Splendormere. Everything's coming up, Millhouse. All right, take care, everyone. I'm super excited about this combo. I think it has potential to be one of the best decks in the new standard with what I'm seeing now.